Hollywood podcast. This is the week in review. What's going on in the news? Let me turn this down. For your information, that's a tune from Gremlin 2 on the NES and 8-bit. You guys know to turn it off right now. Alright guys. Good evening. And let me start it over. Good morning, good evening, good night. If you guys been just tune in. This is the Weekend Review Podcast. What's going on in the news? I'm your host, Safan. I'm not funded by no one, not demonetized, not taking any donations. And you can find me on Twitter at SOPHONB, as in boy, but at Twitter at SOPHONB. You can find me on there if you want to keep contact. That's the only platform I'm using. I don't use anything else. I'm not on Facebook. I'm not on Instagram. I'm not on anything, all right? But, yeah, this is the Weekend Review. What's going on in the news today? I think one of the major ones right now is the North Korea summit that just happened when Donald Trump just visited North Korea and Vietnam and Hanoi when they talk. It turns out, according to Trump, that it went well. I mean, they didn't agree on everything, but Trump tones it went well, and I believe him. I mean, I'm sure. I mean, nothing ever. You can't. It's not for sure thing to get everything out of a negotiation. You know, every negotiation has its strong point. Every negotiation could be positive, negative. Sometimes could be negative, but it's in a positive form. I mean, Trump said it's not. He's on a good tone with him. You know, they're still talking, as long as they're still talking, by my opinion, you know. I mean, there's communication. Within communication, there's going to be a solution, right? If you don't talk, this is what people don't understand about negotiation. You have to negotiate. There's got to be communication for there to be an outcome, all right? That's like in a hostage situation. How are you gonna solve problem without talking to each other? That's the point of a negotiation. You can talk about it. Once there's no communication between people, that's going to lie problems, all right? Nothing will get solved. Nothing will ever be solved if there's no communication among two parties, all right? If everybody stay dead silent between one party and another party, how will things ever get done? Nothing will ever get done, all right? Except if you're corrupt as the U.S. government, Congress, yeah. That's one thing that won't get done because there's communications, but they're in the same, they're in cahoots. That's the thing. These rhinos and these Democrats, that's the only exception. But at least Trump is trying to do something, right? His predecessor, Obama, Bush, Clinton, Bush, all right, Carter, all the presidents before him, they didn't do anything. They didn't even try to talk to them. They didn't even try to negotiate, all right? And this problem should have been ended a long time ago, according to Trump and according to me too. I would say that this problem should already been solved since ceasefire. Since ceasefire, this problem should already been solved. But no, they don't want to solve it because that's what politics do. Politics will make a situation last forever. They don't get anything done. Politician, they do not get anything done. At least Trump isn't a conventional politician. See, he's new to this. He's not a typical politician. He's a businessman that he went into politics to try to change things. All right? Obama didn't get anything done within his 8 years. Bush, nothing. Clinton, nothing. Nothing will get done. And imagine if Hillary Clinton was in there, nothing would get done. Well, if Hillary Clinton was in here, something about to blow up. All right? This is going to be a Gaddafi 2.0. All right? That's what it is. But North Korea, just to recap, Trump went in there to talk. That's good. That's good. As long as there's communication between two countries, you know, there's bound to be a future conference in not negotiation, you know. But as long as it doesn't end it on a bad note, like Kim just don't want to talk. But that's good. That's good. And another one, CPAC. Trump came to CPAC. All right, the Conservative Party, you know, summit. And I think went well. I mean, the Democrat Party tried to play out this Russian collusion. If anything, collusion between is the Hillary campaign. That's the only thing collusion. This is what, okay, some people they never read the Saul Alinsky Tactics, right? The Saul Alinsky Tactics, all right. What in Rules for Radicals? People need to read that book, Rules for Radicals. One of the tactics is to accuse your opponent of what you're guilty of, all right? That's what she's doing. She is guilty of Russian collusion. So what did she do? She implemented Saul Alinsky tactics. He accused Trump of what she is guilty of. Uranium One, all that stuff. All right, that's collusion with Russia. If anyone's guilty, Hillary is to be guilty. All right, she is guilty as hell, man. I did not vote. I never have any confidence in her. Never have any aspiration to vote for her, and she's just a corrupt individual ever since. I knew it, and by my opinion, I think she has something to do. I'm sorry, she has probably have something, or maybe any connection between JFK. Because remember, JFK Jr. He was about to get into politics in 1999, I think, until his plane crashed. I mean, you want to review that? Go check out old videos. But at that time, there was rumor that he might run for Senate of New York. The same time Hillary want to run for Senate, right? But Hillary, I think Hillary that JFK Jr. is more popular than she is, and she wanted to run for Senate, right? So, hey, anything's possible, right? JFK, he could have been a good president. He could have been somebody. Unfortunately, his plane went down along with his wife and his sister-in-law. Rest in peace, JFK Jr. But Hillary Clinton, man, there's no Russian collusion. Mueller investigation is about to end, right? Mueller investigation about to end, and I'm very confident that Trump gonna be Trump gonna be cleared of all charges. I'm pretty confident of that. Just to you guys, and segue to another news. I mean, I don't want to talk about all these Russia collusion because it's bullshit. We don't need to talk about it. It's a distraction. Trump said it. He said it's bullshit himself. I mean, you even see the video. He even said, that's how you know a person is honest. He speak out his mind. He curses if he have to. BS is all BS. That's what it is. Bullshit. All right? From the party of the KKK, the Democrats, with 3 Ks. Party of the KKK, party of the Ku Klux Klan. All right? That's the philosophy of them. Party, Woodrow Wilson, the first president to show a movie, Birth of a Nation, is a Klan's movie. All right? Lyndon Johnson, say the N-word. And he'll do this to get black people to vote for Democrats. There's been a slew of racist remarks from Democrats, right? Ralph Northam, right? Blackface, right? And he's not resigning anytime soon. And anyway, I know I'm gonna segue from that. But anyway, yeah, there's no collusion. It's all BS. That's what Trump said, and I'll take his word for it. And there's international news. There's a big controversy going around right now with Justin Trudeau, right? Apparently his former Attorney General of Canada resigned, right? Because Justin Trudeau want a briber to look the other way to charge a company, Lavadiers, whatever it is, with some kind of corruption scheme, right? And Justin Trudeau is in big trouble right now. People are telling him to resign, and he's facing a lot of scandals right now, right? And Canada is going to some deep shit, right? Some deep shit, and doesn't look good for Canada right now. And its prime minister, the Liberal Party, doesn't look so good right now. Even Canada Liberal Party are corrupted. See, that's the thing with liberals. They're communists. They're group thinkers. They're democracy. When you look at it, when you look in the word demo in Greek, its origin means mass. All right, mass thinkers, democracies, Democrats, right? It means mass. The definition is mass thinkers, mass voting, right? And democracy is basically communism. I hate to say it, when you find the origin of democracy, it's voting en masse, going out en masse, protest en masse. When you protest en masse, when you think en masse, what is it? It's socialism. It's group thinking. Group thinking does not allow you to think for yourself. You have to mob mentality. That's what it is. Mob mentality. Democrats are mob mentality. Democracy is mob mentality. Vote in mob. Think it group. That's what democracy is. Democracy give one person the power to think for everybody else, and everybody have to think like that one person, like Barack Obama, Barry Santoro, right? That's what democracy is. Communism, straight up. Communism, socialism is democracy. When people don't want to look into it, look up the etymology of democracy. Then you'll find out. If you don't think, if you think I'm lying, just look it up. The etymology of democracy. And yeah, Justin Trudeau doesn't look good. If he resign, good. If he don't, that's bad for Canada. They need to get their country in order. I'm sorry, Canada, but you need to get your country in order because it doesn't look like this. Country always have a track record of socialistic ideas. Ever since they established their healthcare. Sure to get free healthcare, but at what cost? They have to wait long lines. Wait. The waiting game. How long do you have to wait? Some Canadian can't wait that long. They come to the United States to get their operation. Doesn't look that good, man. Free healthcare is all fantasy. It's not. It's a scam. It's not free. Free come in a cost. That's what I'm saying. Free come in a cost. But on this story, the next story, what's going on this week? Alex Jones in the second appearance on Joe Rogan podcast, right? The Joe Rogan podcast. Well, this caught people by surprise. All of a sudden, Alex Jones is on the Joe Rogan podcast. Everybody was watching it. Everybody did a video on it, and yeah. And they talk a lot of stuff. Alex Jones mentioned that the CIA is talking to interdimensional beam using DMT. DMT, if you don't know what's DMT, I think it's like a is it psychoactive? Hallucinogenics? Something with that your body makes and make you hallucinate, I think. But I'm not sure on that. You can research that. But talking about that, the government was using that to talk to interdimensional beings. That's the running joke in the Joe Rogan podcast. I guess they made up. I think the reason why they have that show is just because Joe Rogan mentioned that, they made up, they talk about it, talk it out. Because Joe Rogan, I don't know, maybe he's not that type of guy to have public dispute. He'd rather solve things out and talk it out than to have a running dispute. Because it's not good for anybody to just have dispute. The Democrats, it's like the liberals. They don't want to solve problems. They don't want to come in the middle. Come in the middle and unite. They don't want to do that. The right, they're willing to unite. But the left, they hold their emotion. They hold grudges. That's where it is. They like to hold grudges. All right. But a lot of people watch that podcast. I seem to enjoy it. I didn't watch all 4 hours. I watched snippets in here and there. But by the look of it looks like Joe and Alex Jones made up. Sure, they have some disagreement, but they could bury the hatchet and, talk it out. And he mentioned it before. He's getting a lot of S from what he thinks about Sandy Hook. To clear it out, he thinks Sandy Hook happens, right? People are misconstruing his words. He thinks it happens. But yet again, there's role players. There's role players that's doing this stuff. This thing happens, right? It happens in real life. But there's role players. Let's say that. That's like saying the Kennedy assassination didn't happen, right? It clearly happened because it's in video. The thing is, there's role players that's involved in killing Kennedy. Obviously, right? Because, he he shot in the head, But that's a big kind of... Excuse me, got some flatulence. But pardon me. But that's what it is. He got on the show to to make his amends, not amends, but to explain his side of the story on Joe Rogan's. And it seems like they're on a good path. They're good friends now. And what's funny is that I think not Joe, Alex Jones was wearing a NASA shirt. I think, and people was speculating on this and that and this and that. I think Alex Jones was just trolling NASA by wearing that shirt, right? They were also talking about Planned Parenthood, about Ralph Northam, talking about late-term abortion, which is murder, basically. How the hell is something going to come out of your body and you decide to kill it, right? Something come out of a person's body, breathing, right, heart beating, and then they go discuss, all right, let's just kill it, and they consider that as an abortion. That's not abortion. That's out of the womb already. In my opinion, when it's out of the womb breathing and you killed it, that's murder, basically. All right? But I'm not a fan of abortion, to make it clear. I'm not for abortion. I believe that both parties should have a say in it, because when I look at it, if you don't want the baby, give it up for adoption. There's alternative, right? There's alternative. You don't have to abort it later. I don't see any point of late-term abortion when you can have adoption. Then what's the point of putting your kids for adoption, right? If you have late-term abortion, it doesn't make any sense, right? It just doesn't make any sense, and I just don't believe in abortion. I'm sorry, but I might get a lot of slacks, but that's how I believe, and I respect how you believe. But if I'm able to respect how you believe, why can't you reciprocate how I believe? You can't have your cake and eat it too, right? You just can't do that. You have to respect people's opinion. If I'm able to respect your opinion, you should be able to respect my opinion. That's how rationality works. That's how adult talks, right? It just doesn't make any sense. But anyway, and another news, AOC is on the news again, talking about she's going to out all the Democrats, moderate Democrats, if they don't sway by her. In the meantime, she's claiming that she's the boss. She's the boss because she was feuding with Dianne Feinstein, which I don't like. I don't like Dianne Feinstein or the Democrat Party in California. They've been screwing California up for years. I don't like the way it's going in California. And then again, she's chewing out Dianne Feinstein because Dianne Feinstein been there for 30 years plus, right? And nothing was done. And AOC is chewing out on her because you're in 30 years and you can't get anything done, she's the boss right now. But kudos to Dianne Feinstein. She's not budging for this because she's apparently see the light, sees some rationality, and know that the Green New Deal won't work. It won't work. She even admitted. I mean, she know it won't work. You could tell. And AOC's not taking it. AOC sounds like a whiny little brat. That's what she is. A whiny little brat. In my opinion, she's not gonna make it to her second term. I mean, she cost New York jobs. I can't recount how many jobs right now, but millions of jobs right now, and revenues. She costs New York so many jobs. How can you not pin that against her, right? How can you not pin it against her? She can say, "Oh, because it's not wage job." The job is a high wage job, and she says it's not high. It's not a high wage job. Why is it not a high wage job? Oh, because Amazon have track records of not treating the employees well. You know what? I'm sure there's people out there. If there's job, they're willing to put up with the Amazon BS just for a job, right? Some people out there would rather work than not work, no matter the working condition, all right? And in America, we have this thing that we could leave if we don't like it. We could quit a job. If people don't like the working condition, they could always quit. You're not bounded by anything. This is not China. You can always quit. If you think the working condition is not right, you could quit. You just walk off. But the thing is, I think people need more jobs than they want to quit. People need jobs right now. And she's not thinking that. She's not thinking that because she's not thinking about the people that's willing to take that job. Sure, there's people out there that's not willing to take the working condition job. Yeah, they don't have to apply for a job. But there's hundreds of millions, I guess, thousands of people who's willing to take that job. And she's not thinking about the people who's willing to take that job. She's thinking about the people that don't want to take that job because of the condition. And that's just wrong. I mean, she's not representing all of New York. She's not representing all of her district. She's not representing. She's only representing her views. That's it. She only thinks for herself. Selfish. I think she's really selfish, naive, dumb, airhead. She's an airhead. AOC is an airhead, in my book. She's a dumb airhead. But that's what's going on in the news this week. I'm sure there's more, but yeah, but that's what's going on. That's on my mind right now, and yeah, but next week I'll try to bring you guys different. I'm testing new formats of how I'm gonna do this weekend reviews, the news and review. Maybe you guys see some different formats, but I'm playing it out right now. I'm just try to get back on just making video content for you guys. If you guys would like to support, just subscribe. You don't have to donate or anything like that. Just hit the subscribe and like button, and that's all I need. That's all I need from you guys, and that's it. Nothing. I'm not asking for any hands out. All right, but on that note, I'll see you guys next week with the weekend review from the Hollywood Wolf Podcast. I'm Safan. You can follow me on Twitter at SOPHONB as in boy. And on that note, I'll see you guys next week.